Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You are once again watching Astroteric TV. I'll be your one and only host, the Astro Guru, and it wouldn't be Astroteric TV without the gra. Here we are, Tuesday, February 6th. The topic of discussion is addiction. Now, there are many forms of addiction. There are many things that you can be addicted to. And as by now, we should have, we should be up to par with the fact that addictions come from voids that, need to be filled. Now, addiction is not limited to substance abuse, meaning you can be addicted to more than just drugs. To give a few examples, you can be addicted to shopping, you can be addicted to eating, you can be addicted to sex, you can be addicted to negativity. Okay? Now, the one thing that all addictions have in common is that there is a void that needs to be filled. Now, identifying the void is a little more difficult because we can see visibly the addiction. We can see that this person spends too much money. We can see that this person does too many drugs. We can see that this person just lays down with everybody. But we cannot see why. So in order to do that, we'd have to dive into the person, upbringing, parents, basically the makings of a human, biology, sociology, and psychology. A lot of times we start with the psychology of the person because we can nip it in the butt right there. But sometimes we have to go a little further into the sociology of the person, meaning what environment is the person in? Maybe they're not stronger than their environment. Maybe their environment is enabling them and catering to their addictions. Then we have the biology of the person. Why do you feel so prone to jump towards this? Oh, because your father did the same thing. Understood. So now, here you have it. Addictions and voids. You can have, now the voids can also be things like emotional stability, you lack it. You can also, lack love. You can lack intelligence, making you easily manipulated, easily making you gullible, making you easy to believe anything that somebody else will say. Hey, take this. This will make you feel good. And now you're addicted. Now, some people have what we call addictive personalities, meaning when they find something that not only do they enjoy, but is filling a void that they may or may not even know that they have, they get a rush, they get a thrill, they get enjoyment from it. So like partying, some people can be addicted to partying, especially if you're the life of the party. If you're the life of the party, if everyone cheers when you come through the door, you get this feeling of, oh, they love me, I gotta go to the next party. No, you don't. You really don't. You don't have to go to the next party and get drunk and party and turn up with everybody. But because it makes you feel good, you'll do it over and over and over again until it no longer makes you feel good. Until, your kidneys failing and you're going through psoriasis of the liver and things like that. So, you got to beware of how you handle your addictions. Now, I would be lying if I told you that we all have addictions, because when they get into a positive, like when they get into the side of positive, they're not addictions. Like, you've never really, even if it is an addiction, if you're addicted to reading, no one's gonna say, oh, he addicted to reading. He need to stop reading so much. And if they do say that, it just sounds like they're trying to destroy what makes you happy. But if you, the person that likes reading, you know you're an addict to reading. You know you just, man, I see a book and I just gotta grab it. And if it piques my interest, I just gotta jump in there, which is fine because you're also building tools as a person. Your cognitive function is being strengthened through reading. Reading is fundamental. Reading is fun for your mental. That is how you build the muscle of the brain, by reading, by understanding, by comprehending. Okay? Now, I don't comprehend the information. I apprehend the information. I go get it. I chase it down and grab it. That's what I do. Okay? Now, comprehend is what people who speak to me a lot of times do. Because if I'm bringing you new information that you did not have prior to this conversation, then guess what? You are now understanding. And because you are understanding what I'm giving you, you have to comprehend it in order for this conversation to even go any further. Now, back to addictions. Now, if you are actually, I don't want to say like certified and whatnot, but let's just go with that. For the people whom are certified, who are licensed to actually diagnose you with these addictions and things like that, they can almost tell what void you have based on your addiction. So, people who spend money all the time, as the person given the diagnosis of you being a shopaholic, they understand that you either had to come from a family with money in which you've always been able to spend as much money as you want. No one ever stopped you. So now that you've become an adult and you're in your own life, you can't spend money that way because you don't have money that way. Okay? You have a different life. You don't have the money that your people had before you. They may help you. They may have no problem looking out for you, but you yourself have not built up and amassed the amount of wealth that they have to do the things that they were able to do for you, for yourself. Understood? So, B, you came from poverty, and once you actually touched some form of currency, some type of financial stability, you went haywire. You got happy. You got overzealous, and you just kept spending money. And now that you're no longer making money the way you were, you don't know how to stop. You don't know how to go back to living within your means. A lot of people don't do that. They just have a lifestyle, but they don't have the means to support that lifestyle. Understood? So if you work on the means, you don't have to work on the lifestyle. If you work on the means, you can choose the lifestyle. You can pick and choose. Just because I'm rich doesn't mean I gotta spend money like I'm rich. I can spend money like I'm broke and still be rich. Just because I'm broke doesn't mean I gotta act like I'm broke. I can find a way to spend money like I'm rich. But work on the means. Okay? Just work on the means. If you're broke and you're spending money like you're rich, your priorities are messed up. So work on the means. All right? Just work on the means. Now, if you got an addiction to, say, sex, there was probably a lack of love being given to you, or at least love that the way you may have wanted it, the way that you may have seen it. Either that was not given to you and now you're in search of it, or you've become accustomed to having surface level relationships. Like, love was never really a thing for you. It was never really like, you never had the time, or you never found a partner that you felt like, all right, this is the person I'm gonna be with, like, for, from 9th grade to 12th grade, say your high school sweetheart. You never had the opportunity. So say you lived 4 different places in high school, 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, 12th grade. You got 4 different people that you liked or loved in high school. like immediately, or you got 2 to 3, like, but that opened the door for you to not be able to find or not be able to attach to one person. So now in your adult life, you culminating and crafting relationships is difficult because you're just used to surface level relationships. That's like you're used to like meet them, get to know them a little bit. Yeah, we friends, and sleep with them, and then going about your life, but keep in touch because in your mind that's your friend. But while you're away from this friend or these friends, they're living their stable lives, their stationary lives, and they're gonna do things like find love, get married, and you're gonna be sitting here with 10 friends that's married that you can no longer contact the way that you want to because it's like you gotta find your person. You gotta find stability. You gotta find what's stationary for you. But if you think about it, you can kind of depict where the void is from the addiction. I'm not certified in anything. I'm not licensed. I'm just a man that does a whole lot of critical thinking. Till next time.